And welcome back to the China show. The Indy Nifty 50 futures there. It's straight. It's flat. Looking for a flat open. As we are going to have India's biggest IPO ever is on the cards. Obviously, that is the Indian unit of Hyundai Motor making its trading debut in the next hour. The $3.3 billion listing is set to be India's biggest IPO ever. Bloomberg Intelligence analyst Joanna Chen joins us now. How is Hyundai Motors India valued against its local peers, and what are the prognosticators saying about its prospects?
Yeah, so we all saw that India's stock market had a great run over the past few years, and with the growth optimism about the country's economies and also businesses, the companies there definitely enjoy higher valuations versus their global peers, and that's basically a similar story for Hyundai Motor India. So look at the IPO price. Our calculation shows that it implies about more than 20 times its forward fiscal 2025 earnings ending March. That's basically very close to the valuation multiples of other Indian automakers like Maruti Suzuki, Tata Motors, and Mahindra. But if you look at the parent, the South Korean-based Hyundai Motor Company, it trades at only 4.3 times forward earnings. So if you compare 20 versus 4.3, that's a huge Indian premium we're talking about, right?
Yeah, and the interesting is they picked a market where they could offer demand at premium, but then they're taking the proceeds and giving it back to the parent, if I'm not mistaken. So what's in it for investors here?
Completely right. So all of the proceeds will go to the South Korean parent, Hyundai Motor Company. We're still waiting for management's official comments on how are they going to use the proceeds, which will be a large focus because Hyundai's third quarter earnings call is coming up later this week. We'll hear more on that. But back in August at Hyundai's 2024 CEO Investor Day, at that time, the company put a lot of emphasis on its plan to boost shareholder returns, including dividends and buybacks, and also to increase investments, especially in electrification, autonomous driving, to secure a long-term competitiveness in the auto industry. So we think the $3 billion in proceeds could also go into that direction, and definitely the cash boost gives Hyundai Motor Company, the parent's investors, greater visibility on the company's abilities to deliver on those long-term strategies.
Well, how important is the India business to Hyundai? You can see this chart here, 19%. That's coming from sales by plant that are located in India? So it's a sizable chunk. So what's the future growth plan here? You mentioned electrification. We know Hyundai and the Ioniq brands and other electric cars is a big priority for the South Korean company.
So India is actually the largest manufacturing base for Hyundai outside its home South Korean market. And you see the sales contribution or production, production contribution is almost 20%. So there are two reasons that Hyundai definitely wants to grow its India business. First, it's a rather large local market, 4 million passenger cars sold in India last year, but you can see the auto penetration is still low, so there is more room to grow. And the second thing is it's emerging as a low-cost manufacturing hub, and it's a great substitute of China, where some global companies are trying to balance their risk of over-dependence on China manufacturing and supply chains. So that's a huge bonus for the Hyundai company to grow their India business.
Yeah, the China plus one strategy. Joanna, thank you so much, Joanna Chen, our Bloomberg Intelligence analyst. And of course, this is a massive day coming through, and we'll see what the initial trading is going to be like in about 40 odd minutes from now.